Hey y'all, I want to make a quick short real quick. Make sure to keep up some amount of videos uh, on the YouTube channel. I think that's kind of important. So usually it's odd because I just kind of assumed I recorded these on the studio, but I actually record them on my phone and then put it on YouTube Studio and YouTube proper. So really I could be making these videos every day and then just slotting them in on schedule and stuff. I would need help with all that. I got a lot of shit going, but this YouTube channel is a part of it, and I'm trying not to forget about it as I'm running. But I have a lot of things in the juggle, and so something will end up on my head inevitably. So hopefully it can be a structured thing on my head. I want more videos of creeks and nature. It seemed like a pretty cool thing, and I would love, as much as I want to talk shit at people, I also want to make sure I provide just some grounded and based and good nature shit as well. I obviously got a little sun today. I've been beating feet. It's an hour and a half downtown, then an hour and a half back. I'm a veteran. I get a free bus card. I just apparently it's $5 to replace my bus card, and it never expires. But I also have my veteran identification card, so I don't know why I need your fucking bus card. If I'm a veteran and I automatically qualify, then fuck off. I guess. I know running the bus for free is a gift, so I should maybe not should be so upset. I just and I'm really not upset. It's frustrating. I because it was at one point it did expire, and then all of a sudden it no longer expired, and I don't know. My card is it's $5 to replace, and I don't even have a dollar to eat, or I didn't, But I'm good. Don't think of this as like a call for SOS or anything. I have food, clothes, shelter. Everything's fine. That's not the that's not the main bit. But I am destitute. I don't have money in my accounts. By the grace of God and my family, I have a place to be. And so it makes me really angry. I walk downtown and I see people that are having trouble. They're spinning out, literally just spinning in circles, or leaning. There's people sleeping in the hot ass sun and shit on concrete. That would be me. That would be me. I would or I inevitably I would have been dead already. I would have been dead a long time ago. I have records. I'm not just shit talking or trying to point out things. It's just the reality of the situation. I have a lot of risk factors. I would be in the streets. So I don't want to ignore my good fortune, and some would say privilege, and I don't think I don't like the word privilege. At one point, I was privileged. Yes, absolutely. I got laughed at when I lost my white privilege. So I'm not denying the white privilege or anything. I don't accept the word currently. I don't feel very privileged right now. Um, I feel pretty privileged. I have a loving mother and her basically a husband. Basically the closest thing to a dad I know. Um, they love me dearly. I have a home. Uh, I walked out of a home with my partner, and we both agreed it wasn't a good spot, and I immediately had someplace else to go. How blessed am I? How privileged am I? I guess I should really kind of accept that word. Maybe I just privilege is. You didn't have to do anything to get that, and I had to do a lot to be in to with my mom didn't need anything from me, but I needed something from myself to be okay, to accept my mother's help. And we have a lot of baggage between us, a lot of trauma. Trauma's a really fascinating word. Trauma. God, I wish I could just pull up dictionary words right now. I do have a dictionary legitimately close. Fuck. Is it worth digging? So let me go look up the word trauma. Sorry for this odd ass view. Here, that might be a little bit better. I don't like people looking up at me. Don't do that. That's weird. I don't look up at anybody. Hell no. Object matting. Trauma. Teardrop. Thumb. I'm really bad with the alphabet. Total tradition. There's totalitarian, oppressive government with absolute power. Totality, the total amount of state of being whole. Huh. Traditionalism, transmit, trauma. Am I crazy? Yep, I might be crazy. It goes from trajectory, trample into trance. Trauma has a U in it, so anything. Okay. See, this is where spelling comes in and shit. You gotta be hella fancy to use a dictionary. Travel, traverse, trawl, treacherous. Likely to betray, potentially dangerous or unreliable. Treachery, violation of confidence, treason. Weird. Treason, betrayal, breach of faith. I wonder what the mandate of leadership is there, brother. Treasure, treasury, trauma. It's not T-E, trauma. Fuck. There it is. Trattoria. It's an informal Italian restaurant. Travail. Pain or anguish encountered in course of effort, labor, and childhood or childbirth. Anyway, trauma. Physical injury or emotional shock. Sorry, kitty cat. So, this trauma between us, this emotional shock, it's not physical injury, but this emotional shock, and I think that's an outdated version. I think there's absolutely emotional injury. There's scarring. If two people are talking and they're good friends, and one person they get upset, and one person turns around and just slaps the fuck out of somebody, the rest of your friendship, it's you're either going to get into a fight, some shit's going to go down, and you're either going to be good after that, or for the long time after that, there's always going to be that, and you hit me. You were angry and you hit me. And that'll never go away. It's the whole saying that the axe will forget and the tree will always fucking remember. And it's pervasive. And I mean that in the most respectful manner. If that trauma has not been dealt with and the initial factors causing it have not been dealt with, then good, it should be pervasive. It should absolutely be fucking your shit up. That's what it's not really what I mean. It's what trauma does, but trauma. If you break your fucking leg, you shouldn't be able to walk on it. Your leg needs to heal, so stop walking on it. It's the same thing if you have that PTSD and that violence. You should not be in a place of violence. You should be relaxing. You need to recuperate. You should not be in a place where violence is just inevitable. That's called fucking an awful place to be. That's not. No one deserves to live in some place where you can just get popped up on for no fucking reason. That's not how it works. Now, if you're being dumb, yeah, you know what I mean. You should run into trouble. It's what you do. You play stupid games. You run into stupid solutions. But on a day to day, you should know. There's no, oh, I just live in the hood, dude. I'm just thuggish. Yeah, we just get into fights and there's random shootings and shit. No, nobody's supposed to live. If you want to live in the Wild West, brother, you can go. There's plenty of places where you can go be a fucking Wild West, but for true living and homesteading and to raise a family and to truly be human, you can't live in a constant state of violence. And so, to get back to the original thing, my mother and I worked our asses off to and not just bury, but to recognize and to set the trauma. It's apt to go back to the broken leg. You gotta set the motherfucker. You gotta lean it up. You gotta look at your schedule and make sure you can still support your family at the end of the day, because your leg can't support you. And if you can't support yourself, you sure as shit ain't supporting your family. So you need to check in on self, and then you can start going walking up the chain about shit you need to go fix. People get all up in their fucking head. I'm gonna go fix the house. I'm gonna go fix the car. I'll fix my looks. I'll fix my hair. I'll fix something. But they never look into the mirror, and they never fix. You know what I mean? And it's not even fixing necessarily. It's a trauma, and it's setting. It's setting things on a correct course. When a train falls over, you set it back on the tracks. It's not fixing the fallen over train. You're setting it. It's technically fixing the problem, but it's setting the train back on the correct position and vector. Um, so no, I don't feel privileged living here. I feel like this was a very well earned, and it's a deep, full recuperation, and I feel so loved here. This environment is, yeah, I'm almost 30 living at my mother's house. But fuck, this is a loving and caring environment, man. We had a couple of problems, but who doesn't? Yeah, I'd be more weirded out if you were just the happy, frilly fucking family. Uh, yeah, we got some problems, but this is still a really loving place to be, and I'm so thankful to be here. Yeah, I'm definitely privileged to be here. I'm privileged to be in such a loving environment. I was not always in loving environments. This is fucking amazing. Oh my god, I'll put my face to the carpet and pray to God every day and say, hey, thank you, God. This is fantastic. I can't stay here. It's just the way of things. You know what I mean? Uh, because I'm not gonna stay at my mother's house, but it's just not how life works. You can't just hide in the cave, you know. Depression might seem nice, man. You might just go to sleep for like 10 days at a time, and you wake up and you feel like shit and you hate everyone, and then you just go back to sleep, and obviously it's definitely stereotyping depression, and depression is many symptoms, and it's not just sleeping, and there's so many more things there. And don't let me be a bad source of information. Please don't let me do that. But for me personally, yeah, there's the other symptoms too. And we're getting off topic. Um, the long and short of it is, you can't just hibernate in a cave somewhere, and that's kind of when depression gets really scary. I know the most dangerous times for me personally is my mixed episodes. It wasn't the depression. Mania was really fucking bad. You had to be really fucking careful with mania. Um, Depression, I I would either just be in a fog and be apathetic and unemotional, completely detached. I would crash into the bed for a couple days at a time, stockpile food, and then just listen to the same YouTube videos over and over again. Um, but it was the mixed episodes that really got me in. It was I hate myself and I have enough energy. Those were dangerous times. Just enough of the hypomania, and just enough of that black tar depression to light your ass on fire and to put you over the edge. Thank God I'm still alive with the semicolon, and bless everyone. God bless you all. I'm so thankful you're here. You're not alone. If it's not me, you have the wind to your back. There's something. I don't care if whatever, if you don't go outside, there's something, you're not alone. And that's not to be spooky, obviously, but like, there's light, there's love shining. If you want that love, you aren't alone. All you have to do is just close your eyes and meditate, pray, whatever you do. But you're not alone. And if you feel like that, you're also you're not alone in feeling alone. It's a huge part of mental illness. It's a huge part of some lifestyles growing up and shit. And there's a difference between solitude and being lonely. And so there's that should be like, is it Ralph Waldo Emerson in Cabin? that he just built a cabin in the woods and fucked off. That's solitude. He's, hey, I'm done with you people. I'm tired. I'm out. And then he just goes in the woods and builds a fucking cabin and then writes about grasshoppers and frogs and shit. Whatever, bro. But I'm talking about the people that are brokenheartedly alone, without family or without connection to community. Those are the people that are at risk. That are, and I say at risk, that you have to be so careful. That's half of what community used to help with, and half the reason why we have as many problems as we do. Don't let me act like I know what's going on. I know the threads, and I can see the threads, and I can see the pictures and stuff. But I'm at the end of the day one asshole with an internet connection. Um, but building that community, and it's, you put all those threads together. It's not, you don't just have, like, I'm not just one red thread. I'm in the grand thread of reality and society and shit. So you're not alone. You're always threaded in with people. It just may not feel like it, or those may be hostile, honestly, or maybe a million other things. But really, this just needed to be an update video. Doing good. If you guys have questions, I'm more than willing to do live stuff. I want to do, and this is some TMI stuff. I want to do things along with the alternate ID of red. That's more NSFW, and that's not shit you're worried about. Then I can just divvy that off, and that's not something you have to pay attention to. I want to play more video games. I want to make sure I'm still involved with my initial system of spiritualities and my own personal church, Lighthouse of Love. Um, and I want to make sure to continue to build on that. I am the really basic idea is that I start, getting my money figured out at some point. Some, like, literally, like, today, yesterday, and, like, moving forward, figuring that shit out. And then I would be going to college, and I would be supporting the people as I'm going through college, and then hopefully my projects can. I already have the VA, whatever, the GI Bill. I don't give a whatever the money, but I want to do projects for the community. And college, as much as it'll take up time, it should really also open up my timetable as well. And so I can kind of build and connect, and maybe international studies and shit. So this is genuinely a quiet before the arithmetic dance, really. This is the guy that's, has the one note thrumming and is making sure his shit is completely tuned before he goes out on the rooftop. I will sound my barbaric yelp. I have no fucks to give. I have many fucks. And everyone can grab their own fuck, and they can go plow their own fucking field, as far as I'm concerned. I love you guys tremendously. That nobody or anybody that reads it or hears this, I'm doing really good. I was in a really bad spot, and so that initial pop off was very much the initial gas can, whatever, the gas cylinder fired off. That was definitely my initial what the fuck. When those threads finally came into realization, and the mandate for leadership, and the Civil War and all that silly shit, and seeing how much all that lined up, oh my fucking god. Why am I sitting on my ass? There's people, you know what I mean. It always has been, but now it's a thing. It was a forced thing. It was the mandate for leadership is forcing these conditions, and so that, okay, I'm done. There's a reason why this shit is happening, and it's not just because America sucks and we're all bad people. No, it's a very coordinated effort. The Heritage Foundation, the Heritage Action Group. Okay then. Okay, you have my full attention. So now I'm gonna prepare myself, prepare my mind, whatever, my two big burly arms, and I'm gonna go figure this shit out. And I'll do it with my community, and I'll perform civil projects, and then we'll build into a better tomorrow. And I don't give a, I don't. I'll be there. I'll be there the entire way. I know there's a lot of important dates coming up and questions. It's good to have a nonchalant attitude and to be slick as shit. Have your what is it? The feathers that kind of like wave away water, or the oil that just kind of cleans off water, whatever. But it's also good to be of the community and be of the dirt and recognize that there are rumblings and there are turnings and shit. So, as much as I'm telling my family to basically relax and take care of yourself, look for little ways to improve your job while asking for your boss and not endangering your own paycheck. Um, Little things, you know what I mean? Making sure everyone has. Is the boss providing good enough PPE? Is the boss providing adequate breaks? Is there food trucks or like healthy food trucks? I'm almost certain if there's not a food truck in your area, you could probably look up a food truck and they might stop by for lunch, and you might be a hero of your fucking company. Um, but just a lot of this is just taking care of self. This is not a call for anything. This is a reflection and a refraction of self. Uh, I'm gonna work on me. I'm gonna work on my family. I'm gonna build down this foundation, and then everyone that wants a part of the part of the grass and part of the dirt, part of the concrete. Man, I'm down. I'll blindfold myself and walk around with a water jug. Oh, whatever, dude. Like, not my problem. Uh, so I don't know how good like in motion and routine these videos are gonna be, but I'll try to keep it up. Know that the effort isn't stopping just because I'm not talking. I'm making sure I'm getting. Hey, this is all the things that I understand to be good. This is how I'm gonna go about getting them. Anything can be done with enough money. That's kind of one of the things. If you got really big fucking muscles or abs, or you got a really cool car, who gives a shit? Money might have done that for you. I'm much more interested in kind of homegrown, natural native things of, putting in effort every day, making sure you yourself are taken care of, and then eventually the people you care about and love, and hopefully the community around you is uplifted through that process of once you uplift yourself. It's really weird how many people are uplifted. A lot of people carry a ton of weight on their back, and they don't realize once they start to pick themselves up that they start to pick up people around them. And it might even be hard to take care of yourself because you have so many people on your back. And if you can't lift yourself up with that much weight on your back, that's something you have to figure out for yourself. I don't know, man. No, I want to be a coach. I definitely can't help. I wanted to create a life coaching business, but I'm a community health worker, peer recovery specialist. I don't just tell you to try harder, brother. I have plans, exercises. I've been through the therapy. I've been through addiction, been through mental health. So I'm not just blowing crack smoke out of my ass. I've legitimately been into the gutters, and I've been into hell, and so I'm coming out on the other side saying you can too. I didn't, and I'm still whole. I'm still who I am. I'm no more or less of what I am. I just washed off the shit off myself, um, and the grime and the bits. And it's people say I talk gross, but it's necessary. There's been a real stunting and blunting of meaning and of meanings and of words in general and conversation. Uh, So it's good to be able to. Memes are literally what they're what is memes are heraldic arms. It's an image and how to convey your beliefs and representations in an image as concisely and precisely as possible. It's a fucking meme. It's literally memes. So memes are just going back to like hieroglyphics and its own language and shit. Uh, it's good to check out the world around you and recognize where we're at. And some people just don't have that reality check. and it's because their back is bent over and their nose is so far into the grindstone they're about ready to grind off their face without realizing it. And I think that was purposely done. So I think if we can start to ho horsey and start to take care of ourselves, I think whatever silly shit's going on, I think it's going to be facing the music very quickly. If we just start taking care of ourselves. That's why I'm, yes, the November election, yes, Project 2025, yes, Trump, yes, all that, yes, 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 yes. But I have very good and belief and faith, or faith and belief, whatever. I don't know what the opposite of those, faith in belief or belief in faith. I don't know if that's a loop. But anyway, the is if you invest in yourself and your community, all this hateful shit and the dictator for the day and the whatever, it's all propagandized. It's all standing on top of toothpicks. There's already hateful groups infighting. It's if you use hate as an instrument, dog, it just comes back and slaps you in the face. It's hate. It's what it's supposed to do. What did you think was gonna happen? I'm just gonna sit here and love my community and build my community up, and then if someone else needs help, I'll go over there and build them up, and I'll go. We'll all get our liberal freedoms, and we'll all be able to be able to dream once again, and then we'll all be able to beat feet on our own pursuits of good and just things or neutral based causes. I have full understanding and recognition. It's what's going to happen as I live and breathe. My body will simply. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a lowercase patriot. I'm going to be a spiritual representative. I'm going to be a civil representative. I'm going to be a representative of my state, and my country, and my beliefs and the beliefs of my system of spiritualities and my houses of love. You are whatever you are now. You have this beautiful innate thing of being beautiful. Everyone is born into artwork. You as a baby, I watched my son being born. He looked like a scrambled egg. He was all nestled up, you know what I mean? All nestled up with all the juices and shit. And he just looked like a big old thing with all this scrambled juices on it. And it was artwork. When I first looked upon him, it was one of those like, you know, and no, I had problems. I want to make that evident too. I didn't. What I saw was artwork, and I recognized it to be so. But I had such trouble attaching to my son and being a father for him. Absolutely, I want to highlight that. Um, and whatever you are out of utero, you are artwork. You are a masterpiece in motion. Masterpieces break and fall apart, and that the coolest thing is that they just fucking get back up. You know what I mean? They make sure they have the help they need, the tools, the environment, the resources necessary, and they put themselves back together and they walk the fuck on. As my family has, as so many families have, and I respect all of it. We're simply masterpieces in motion. It's just how the world works. It's how life is. Whatever you are currently, I love you for who you are. I don't whether or not your actions are beautiful now or whether or not you're going to be in good light in history. It's all smoke in the sky as far as I'm concerned. It's that spirit and that soul I see, and that there are people that are wielding hateful things, and that I pin and say no, that I don't. That spirit is hateful, and that spirit has to be fueled by blood and by right and by people constantly talking about shitty things. That that spirit needs all sorts of fuel to be okay. People that go down hateful paths just burn up. They just burn into just hardened charcoal chunks, and they're have no use, or they're only used to burn things. I simply believe. I don't even believe in the loving and good stuff. I do believe in the loving and good, but I myself is based in a neutral person. Pragmatic. I recognize duality. I recognize the bits and the shits, but I also recognize to interact well with my community. To give off that good and loving vibe. And then when somebody needs help, they come to a neutral and base source. That's the thing. Things if you have only good and only soft things, that's half you have half the solution. And the neutral and base pulls from both. You don't need evil necessarily, but you do. You need black and white, and so we can take apart the good. And it's funny because it's evil, but what's the opposite of evil? It's not, because bad is the opposite of good, right? Good and bad. So what's the opposite of evil, right? Evil good. I don't know what that's called. So I think we have to be careful of our language, and it's not an evil spirit, or if the evil spirit hurts and like is like, oh, you don't deserve to have rights. Yes, that's evil. If you say someone doesn't deserve to have rights and shouldn't drink of the fountain of youth freely, that's an evil thing to say, or it's at least a very ignorant thing to say. I don't want to get into semantics and the it's important too, but that's not what I'm on a channel update, not on a semantics quest to specifically talk as correctly as possible. That's just a thing I try to do every day. So I love you guys. College, community projects. I want to start working. I want to start fishing. I want to start having making baits and like little fishing lures and stuff. I want to start doing some art. I want to start maybe a little bit of sign paint. Maybe a little bit of cooking. Farmers market, definitely. I'm definitely going to start growing. Ugh. There's a veteran to farmers thing, and if I had any amount of fucking help or resources, I've already been to my city resources, and I've had problems with them in the past, and we've had falling outs. So I'm gonna try to find what I can. But I am a veteran, and I would love to become a farmer, and I'm just gonna grow all sorts of helpful plants, and I'm gonna grow hemp, and I'm gonna grow fucking mushrooms. I'm gonna grow all kinds of mushrooms, and I'm done. I'm so tired and done. The reason you want to talk about, I don't know how to solve the world hunger crisis, bitch. Why do you have a lawn and no crops on that lawn? I walk downtown and there's grass and green spaces and trees everywhere, but where the fuck are my apple trees? I'm hungry, and I had no food downtown. I had no money, so there was no food. I'm half the time I don't like walking into businesses and asking for water, so I had no water. Where is good water downtown? Where is good food downtown? Why aren't there streets lined with fucking crops and orchards and shit? Oh, the maintenance. Oh, well, you have half the homeless population. Maybe if you would have given, we don't have to go on to it. There's lots of reasons. It's multifaceted. You can come up with an asshole for every toilet paper I have, and I don't want to do it anymore. Not today. I love you guys. I'm uh, I'm hella excited. I want to do big photography of rivers, and I want to do a lot more YouTube in creeks and nature, and I could leave the politics to the office, and we could have separate videos. The channel, I would love. Technically, what should happen is I should have a politics channel, a like a nature channel, and like a gaming channel, a gaming channel. I wish it could all be on the same one, and then I mean, it's technically, if I just put politics in front of the label, then you would know uh, about what it is. But sometimes I bring up politics in the middle of shit, so who knows? I love you guys. I'm running out of shit to talk about. I'm so thankful to be alive, and that's a thing I don't say very much. When I say I'm thankful to be alive, I usually stop and go, huh, huh. If I was, if I was really on that might have been my like, excuse my language. Um, I might only have fucking 10 quarters off of that saying, and that's kind of a poor showing. So I guess I'll leave you with the give yourself an attaboy or attagirl or atta thing or atta horse or whatever the hell, and like, doing well, man, or you're not, and you need some help. Either way, either recognize or relate, I guess. I'm doing a little bit of both personally. I'll leave you with the streams, the leaves on a stream mindful exercise. And I would love to start doing DBSA. I'd love to start doing AA. I'd love to start doing meditation. It's the amount of time and effort and scheduling, and it's just me, dog. It's all just me. So it's me and my family doing what they can for themselves. So um, I'm gonna try to continue to look for help, and maybe we can. I can start to get like on the Patreon, have like daily Patreon videos. But it should all be free. If it's AA and it's meditation, I'll go to hell. I'll go to hell before I put put that behind a paywall. Hell no. But as like, I don't. Is there a lot of AA meetings on YouTube? I have to go check it out. I don't know. It's supposed to be anonymous, so I don't know why. You know what I mean? You could just have a black screen though. I'm monologuing. I don't want to turn off the screen. I don't know why, man. I'm just talking to myself, but it feels like I'm talking to the world sometimes. And no, it's not delusions or psychosis or whatever. I love saying psychosis. It just sounds better than psychosis. But no, I just feel like I can kind of relate, and it's nice to take down my sayings for the day. So I enjoy it. So the leaves on a stream. This was a mindful exercise I learned about a while ago. And if you ever are sitting there and the ugly shit is ever getting too loud and you feel like you're getting overwhelmed with the amount of thoughts. Now, as a caveat, if you're in a rough environment and like things are screaming and shit, you should probably get to like a better environment unless you can. Then, proceed with the exercise and damn, bro, you live in rough places, brother. So you're overwhelmed. There's a lot of thoughts going down. Maybe you're trying to organize, or you're in a situation. There's something triggering. There's actually like hundreds and hundreds of exercises, and you gotta talk about appropriateness of the exercise, how long it'll take. But if you have the time and stuff, and the conversation's over, I can show you what to do during the conversation too. Sometime. You see how fucked up my nose is? You see that? I gotta go to a doctor on that stupid shit. Um, so you sit down and you can just. I don't know how good. Some people aren't good with imagination. Some people are. Whatever, man. I'll do it guided. And if you got something better, then you sit in your own house, brother. You sit on your own creek. Um, so you're sitting beside a creek, and obviously this deals with water and creeks and leaves. So if that's something that's kind of scary for you, then I apologize. If you let me know, I can make a exercise that specifically helps you, and that kind of is less triggering towards you. Because it can be, man. I know people that showers are triggering, man. There's some things that should just be pure and soft and good things that are triggering, and it makes me furious. It turns my heart to lead, and I want to drop it on people's heads, and it's not appropriate. So you're sitting beside the creek, and this creek it's a nice burbling creek. It's got a current. It's going down pretty well. And as you start to look at the creek, just these not even these single leaves riding on the waves of the creek are coming by. Some are really beautiful and colorful, and they're dancing in the water, and you can relate really well to those leaves and to whatever it's representing. Then there are those crumbly and rotted leaves that are halfway sinking in the water and just barely kind of hanging on. Um, you can associate those ugly and rough thoughts with those leaves. And it kind of allows, as you start to listen to this water and it starts to trickle through your mind, and you kind of allow your thoughts to kind of roll down this river without your interaction, it's nice to be able to pull out the leaves that you want to keep and let the other rotted and stinky leaves right on down the fucking river and out of your head. And so, as long, a couple of minutes or whatever, let that creek go by in your head and let those pull out thoughts you need, and keep the rest or yeah, pull the thoughts you need, and you need thoughts. Pull the thoughts you want, and let the rest go down the fucking bin, man. Whatever. See you around the next bin, homie. And it's nice to just kind of, it's that breathing out and letting go of those issues. And for those of us that just don't like letting go of those errant thoughts, and because I know it is it's burdensome and it's repetitive in my head, and it's not doing good right now, but I need to think about it at some point. Good on you. I treat my mind like a garage. Genuinely, I've talked to my therapist about this. Like, what I do, my mind is a garage. I have everything's got a container and everything's supposed to be. I should be able to look into my mind's eye, and the floor should be fucking clean, swept, and all the unless I've got a project going, most of these containers should be on the wall under their appropriate subjects, sports and topics and traumas and triggers, and they should all be in their little corners, and you should be able to, it's compartmentalizing, pull out what you need, and you should be able to find it well in good time. But if you pop up, if you look in your mind's eye and it's just fucking hellfire and people are throwing, it's a food fight, but they're grabbing shit and thoughts out of your bins, and they're just tossing them back and forth, and it's the little gremlins in your head that are screaming at you and calling you bad names and saying you're ugly and you can't do anything. You don't have to fight it, man. That's a lot of gremlins. It's a lot of shit. You can close that door, think of the leaves on the stream, ball up those problems, hit it like a golf ball. There's tons of exercises. You don't have to go head on with your mind or with mental illness. I got ran over. I don't know what'll happen to you. You may be strong enough. You just lift the car up and throw it. Whatever, Hulk man. Whatever, Hulk lady. Go ahead. Um, that's not what I'm gonna do. With the riptide, when you get pulled out, you never swim directly back towards shore, back against the riptide itself. You wear yourself out, and then eventually you go under and drown, and that's it. That's over. That's your whole story. With a riptide, you're always supposed to swim parallel to shore, and when you stop feeling like you're getting your ass pulled way out to the middle of the sea, then you can, make your way back inland. But recognize the currents you're in, and um, it's less about fighting directly against it and more about gently redirecting or finding better paths of lesser resistance. It doesn't make you less of a thing or more of another thing to be like, I'm not fighting that today. That just makes you choosy. Makes you there's a lot of adjectives. But one of them is is probably intelligent, maybe even strategic. I look at certain problems and like, yeah, you beat my ass. I think I'll leave you for the day. I'll go get some food and me get a little bit of rest, and I'll come back tomorrow and we can tall tale and talk. Here's one last picture of a kitty. Ramaya, baby. Do you have anything to tell? Oh, you do, sweetheart? Anything else, love? Butterscotch butt? That's my mama's cat. She's such a sweetheart. Anything else before I let it go? Butterscotch butt. Beautiful baby. Alright, y'all. GG.